Yes. Now, sorry if you hear any ruffle noise. This today, as you can see from the shirt. Oh, lost the headset. Scooby or Scoob. So, this is a power review. Let's go over who was in this movie and who did this movie. We got Will Forte as Shaggy Rogers. Mark Wahlberg as Blue Falcon. Jason Isaacs as Dick Dastardly. Gina Rodriguez as Velma Dinkley. Zac Efron as Fred Jones. Amanda Seyfried as Daphne Blake. Kiersey Clemens as Dee Dee Sykes. Ken Jeong as Dynamite. Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman. Frank Welker as the Pterodactyl and Scooby-Doo. Ian Armitage as Young Shaggy. McKenna Grace as Young Daphne. Pierce Gannon as Young Fred. Ariana Greenblatt as Young Velma. And Simon Cowell as Simon Cowell. I know there was a couple others here. Yeah, Muttley being Don Messick. Well, for the archive sounds, so Muttley's old sounds, and then Billy West for Muttley's, I guess, other sounds. I don't know. It's two people that did Muttley's voice. Bike Cop. John DiMaggio was the restaurant owner. Harry Perry was Harry Perry. Henry Winkler was Keith. Awesome. I knew there was another one person. Christina Hendricks was Officer Jaffe. They had a nice, impressive voice cast up in here. So, yeah. There we go. Judy Tamaka, whatever that was. So, okay. Sorry about that. Just wanted to go through the people that did this. But basically, Warner Brothers production was Scoob. First off the bat, just like I said in my Bring That Noise, this seems to be a setup for Hanna-Barbera. Now, you're going to see a lot of people say a lot of things. This is my own personal opinion about it. This movie, some people are like, it's not a Scooby-Doo movie. Yes, it is. But it's more than a Scooby-Doo movie. It's a Scooby-Doo movie with a launch pad. Now, the reason why I say this, and this is me powering up before I get into spoilers. So, the reason why I say this is actually because of the fact that everything centered around Scooby-Doo. First off, in the beginning, it is, like I said, no spoilers, but it's very focused on the gang. But it's, called Scoob because it's a different thing. It's his nickname, so it was a great way to kind of reintroduce him. This is also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is like the 6th or 7th time they've redone Scooby and Shaggy and all the Mystery Gang's origin story, because you had the Mystery Inc. pup named Scooby-Doo. There you go, Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo movie. Then they had the prequels to it, but then there's now another Scooby-Doo movie. And then they got that one with just Daphne and Thelma meeting in high school. They keep redoing it, and that was just it was like, that one felt too much like they were trying to be the letter crowd instead of giving me just a cool story with the gang. Now, some people apparently were saying that they were also upset that certain tropes that have always been in Scooby-Doo happen, but I'll get to that. There is a lot of harkbacks to the original Scooby-Doo stuff. Actually, it was done very cleverly and very nicely. Especially in the opening of the movie. Wow. Each character, when they do the thing, because you've seen them in the Halloween costume, so that's not a spoiler, but it kind of represents who they are, too. And I thought that was interesting, like how they are. Their costumes said a lot about them. Zac Efron as Fred had me rolling. I just thought they did a really, really, really good job. Like, it was funny. It had Blue Falcon in it. And if you ever seen a Scooby-Doo episode where he teamed up, where they had crossovers, which was actually quite a bit of them. Jeremy Johns, I'm calling you out. See if he responds. I'm just kidding. He said I actually did watch his review after I watched the movie, and he said that he didn't know, but he didn't. I guess he wasn't like he said he was more Ninja Turtles, not Scooby. I watched both, but if you watch Scooby Doo, there's actually a good portion of the series where Scooby and them go with the Harlem Globetrotters. Casey Kasem. A lot of people don't realize Casey Kasem, I think if I remember correctly, was Shaggy. Uh, they teamed up with Batman and Robin. They've teamed up with a lot of stuff. So this is a new established universe. Definitely, definitely. There's a where it seems like, and yeah, it seems like the DC characters may be more of. Sorry, cat was acting up. Sorry if I was out of frame. Maybe more of a movie slash what's the name, while there's actual real superheroes in the world kind of thing with Blue Falcon. I thought it was a very cool thing with it. You actually now this movie does establish who Scooby and the gang are. They actually show them in a way how what they've been through. They give you a time frame. Definitely modernized it. And they did some jokes. There's one of my favorite jokes where they talk about an adult imitating a teenager. It was I was screaming because he didn't do the thing that they said he did in the movie, but Casey Kasem did do that, and that's what made me laugh so hard. But yeah, they actually covered a lot of bases. They established a lot of relationships, and they modernized it where it felt more like it was the 90s instead of them being back in the 60s and stuff. They like updated it to the 90s of where they were around. Even how Shaggy and all of them were dressed, which reminded me similar to Mystery Inc. But they took pieces from each Scooby-Doo series, I noticed, and kind of put it in there. And I thought it worked really well. And they played up the whole thing, and there were some jokes in there that just stuck with me. I also thought it was a very good superhero kind of adventure slash crossover with Scooby-Doo kind of thing, where there was a mystery, there was something going on, and it kept centering around a whole situation with Scooby, but at the same time, they also, in each series just about, not every, but most of the series, they established that Scooby is something special. He's not just a typical dog. There's actually usually something special to him. In this, it was kind of funny too because no one even cared that Scooby talked. But I think it also played off the fact that Dynamite talks. So people are like, I've seen a talking dog before kind of thing. And they address like Shaggy's weird food. And how the gang does it. And they actually establish in this movie who each character is towards the gang. And they left things open to push it forward. They also had a lot of character growth with some of the other characters. I liked how they set up Blue Falcon in this one and the whole situation there. And they also did the thing with Dee Dee Sykes. So they kind of changed that, but I thought it was a good change. And I thought it was a smart change, as funny as that sounds. I thought there was a possibility it might bother me, but it didn't. I was like, actually, that works. It was kind of weird. But you've seen Dee Dee Sykes. If you don't know who she is, she was one of the three, like I said before, that was with Captain Caveman, and there was a thing there. But whatever. Anyway, the movie's funny. The pacing is interesting. Dick Dastardly actually has a reason. I like his updated look, by the way. I thought it was a very good look. Also, too, the technology was so cool because you saw the van, and the Mystery Machine still had that old flavor, but it was still a little modernized, and I thought it was great. Then you saw the Falcon. First off, the Falcon Fury, I don't care. That thing looked awesome. I even like the Blue Falcon's outfit. Had that Batman flair to it a little bit. But I like the way it flew. I like the stuff that it did. I liked how it flew. I like the fact that there was people in the thing and how that worked. But then I like Dick Dastardly's technology because his seemed more like steampunkish and kind of put together and robots. And I just thought they really did a good job putting everything. I thought the jokes A lot of the jokes landed. I thought it was a good kids movie, a good family movie, a good flowing movie, a very enjoyable movie. And if you're a fan of Hanna-Barbera, like myself, there's a lot of little nods that you will see. I think you should at least give this movie a chance. I know it's like $20. If you want to wait, that's fine. You know it's going to go down. But I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was a very fun time. I thought it was good for Scooby. It reestablished him and introduced him, but yet also introduced other elements because my theory, I think it was pretty sound that they are trying to produce more than this, and I think they're really trying to bring back Hanna-Barbera. And personally, I feel that they should, because then maybe we can finally get that Johnny Bravo movie we were promised. We can finally get a Dexter's Lab movie. Samurai Jack is a comeback. Those cartoons are part of Hanna-Barbera. I would love to see an updated Flintstones, even if it's a cartoon, or a Jetsons. I did hear they are working on Jetsons. But basically, this thing could really show into something. Warner Brothers could have a universe on its hands that covers space stuff with Space Ghost and the Galaxy Trio. It could have stuff with Blue Falcon and some of the other characters, which I'll get to that later. But there's like the guys who used to go to Rally Ho Ho. And then, but you have stuff like Droopy and things like that too. Another talking dog in the situation. And like, there's just a lot of places they could really build into this universe. Kind of like taking the superheroes with the comic book Future Quest. But then they also did the others, and I thought they did good. I thought everyone did a great job. I love the interaction between the team. As a matter of fact, I think the group really had a smooth and heartfelt, strong interaction. And you really also got to see Scooby and Shaggy's relationship and what it meant, and how their relationship really means something, and who Shaggy was, and why Scooby and Shaggy are so close. So there's a lot of things I just thought was good. I thought it had a lot of heart. I thought it played up on stuff. I thought it was entertaining. I really liked that, and how they introduced Captain Caveman and how they explained that situation. And I want more of this world. And I think it's really interesting because I'm like, well, how could this thing work? And would they play up Birdman to be like a secret agent? Because he kind of was like an agent. Like, there's just so many things that my head went to. He wasn't. I'm just thinking of Hanna-Barbera characters. So anyway. I'm gonna put this one as another on my big list. I'm just looking at it here. I had more than a good time. I actually think it's a should buy. For me personally, it was one of the better Scooby Doo's things. Some of it, most Scooby Doo, I would say 90% to me of Scooby Doo stuff has been good. A couple of the live actions, especially the one with Thelma and Daphne, really just fell flat for me. When they did the prequel thing, I was fine, and they did a couple prequel movies, but then the prequel movies stopped being prequel movies and became the movies. Then they did that other one. I thought it was so, but I like the originals. I know some people did. I actually really like the original. However, my favorite Scooby-Doo series besides Mystery Inc. If you haven't watched Mystery Inc., check out Mystery Inc. I thought it was a perfect modernization, and it balanced a lot of stuff. Especially with the parents and being some of the original voice actors. But I always loved the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo with Vincent Van Gogh. Now, here's the thing. I personally loved Scrappy. I would like to see Scrappy, but I would like to see him be more respected. I didn't like him. I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't like that he was a villain. Now, I know people are like, well, how did you like Scrappy? I like Scrappy because Scrappy was always ready to fight. And for me, it was a nice break because most of the time when you watch Scooby-Doo, they run. That's actually one of the reasons why I like the movie so much, because Daphne was like, no, I'm not going to be a damsel. I'm going to fight. And she actually fought with, Buffy. And I like that Freddy was like, it's time for Freddy to get his groove on. And he started like beating him up with the stuff. And I thought the casting was just excellent. But he started like beating him up with the stuff. Like, I like the fact that they fight the monsters. It's fun to see them run and stuff, but there are times where I'm like, maybe it's just time, especially if I know that it's a person and something. It's time to just to hook off. Just sometimes, after a point, you got to get tired of it. But the way they played this was really well done. I love Mark Wahlberg's thing and how he's like, hey, guy. Like, it does his whole voice thing. It was funny. It was already good. So I'm going to put this as a should buy. I think that's what I'm going to go with. A pretty high should buy. I actually do want it. I don't own all the Scooby-Doos, but I'm going to own the ones I want. And I would add this one to the ones that I want. So, yeah. I say it's a should buy. I had a good time with it. As a matter of fact, I had such a good time. I was going to do this review yesterday, but I'm doing it today because I watched it twice. That's how much of a good time I had with it. I actually was like, oh, I want to watch this again, and I also to absorb some of it, and I thought it was good. The CG was solid. It was very. It just was all around entertaining. So that's your review. Now I'm gonna get to the spoiler part. Powered up. Three, two, one. It didn't work the way I wanted to. Okay. If you are a Hanna-Barbera fan, first of all, it had the original Scooby-Doo opening, but it was modernized, and it was showing them as they were growing up. But it literally had the 60s Scooby-Doo with the different monsters and the ocean thing, and it was so cool though because it was a modern thing. But you saw them, and they kind of played them up as teenagers. Where this one they were young adults, so it was like, oh wow, all those mysteries we saw through the years, it kind of harked back to the original Scooby-Doo. And with the original Scooby Doo stuff, it kind of brought it in saying, no, these things happened. They happened when they were teenagers. Now we're seeing them as adults. So I think they took the original and kind of put it in there a bit. Now I loved the that opening. It was so cool how they modernized it, but it still felt old. And it harked back. They even had the thing where they all looked up at the bookend. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? I got somewhere to you now. Like I was like, yo, this is really good. And that got me excited because you saw them how they did the running, and then you saw how their clothes did, but they didn't have it. And they did hark to Freddy's ascot when because he loves his mystery machine. Um, I like the way Daphne was. I actually think all the characters are really three dimensional. And I like the fact that they established that is the brains, the tank, the what does she have? Empathy, and they were the heart. And I like that they had that position. It was like, wow, this is like a real group, like a D&D group kind of thing. I love the fact that this time now Scoob is from royalty of Alexander. He's the last of his line because each series Scooby's family's been rich and all this other stuff. So with the Shaggies, so I thought that was really awesome. And I thought Captain Caveman was great. I didn't know how they were going to do it. I liked his updated look. I like the fact that it's kind of a place away. It's like a place stuck in its own time kind of situation. And I thought Tracy Morgan did a good job. I'm not the biggest fan of Tracy Morgan. I don't hate the guy. Don't get me wrong. I just don't find his comedy. It just doesn't hit me. But I thought he did a very good job. I like the fact that I think Blue Falcon is going to, they're giving him room to grow. There's Dick Dastardly, Muttley. I thought that was cool. I hope when we get to see more villains, because Dick Dastardly was kind of the main villain of Hanna-Barbera, if you ever watched the Wacky Races. And they have room to do like Penelope Pitstop, some of the other characters like that. Uh, like I said, Droopy, I said some stuff earlier. Here's something else I thought was awesome. Okay, so they did a Falcon Force. At the end, you don't get an end credit, but you get a thing that rolls through. And it was great because I lost my mind because I know them. So it was like the Falcon Force had the Falcon thing, but then you saw Adam Ant, you saw Jabberjaw, Magilla Gorilla. And who was the other one? There was another one, and I can't remember. But I remember when I saw him, I like lost it. But definitely Magilla Gorilla. It was Jabberjaw. Because it was like funny because the Falcon Force was like all animal people. It wasn't Inside Private Eye, and it wasn't Secret Scroll. I would love to see Secret Scroll, by the way. There was one more, and I'm sorry I can't remember. But then they showed Doctor Quest from Johnny Quest, but he had that his old look, even though they modernized it. And I would love to see a Johnny Quest movie. I really would love to see a Johnny Quest movie. Warner Brothers, make a Johnny Quest movie. And do like you did the other series where you like kind of modernized it a little, and but handle like how you handled this. And you saw like Thelma and them work with the Quest, so it's like this whole universe there. Even though for some reason IDW can't seem to get their stuff together, they did, and I really liked it. And you saw them actually show other characters throughout the Hanna Barbera stuff that could be later, because Johnny Quest is like the secret agent adventures with Race Bannon and stuff like that. Um, I probably missed a couple cues, but yeah, when I saw the Falcon Force, I thought that was really cool, and yeah, just it was awesome. So that's really it. That's all I have to say about it. You can tell me what you thought. I thought it was just really cool, and I'm glad I saw it. And I say for nothing else, it's a good time. Your kids will like it. It's something that you could watch yourself with your kids, and I don't think you would have a real problem with it. So yeah, and this is the Geek Protagonist. Uh, Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real, and I hope you enjoy it. See ya. Quick correction. Grape Ape. That's what I was thinking. I was like, no, it's not Magilla Gorilla. Sorry. That's why at the end you kind of saw me like, because I'm sitting there like, nah. What is it? So not Magilla Gorilla, Grape Ape. Because Grape Ape was kind of a hero himself. Because I was like, Magilla Gorilla did something different. So sorry about that. Now stay safe, stay healthy, stay real, and have a nice one. I'll see ya. One more thing. The fourth member is Captain Caveman. Yes. Sheesh, I hate when I start remembering things afterwards. Have a nice one. Hey, thank you for visiting my channel. This is the Geek Protagonist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, it'll really help me out in the channel if you actually share these videos, if you like what I'm doing. Please hit that bell notification. Hit it, click. This way you won't miss any of my videos. Also, there's a thing on there that says personal and all. Hit the all. This way you'll get them every time for the notifications. I'm trying to, grow, trying to do commentary about what's going on. And I want to thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real. This is the Geek Protagonist. I'm out, and I'll see ya.